Blog Talk Radio.
What time is it?
WH Radio. We are the best in the world at what we do.
Welcome back to Wrestling Heads Radio. It's me, Oscar, covering for Skits today. He's out there doing the LA Kings versus Dallas Star game, which they're losing right now by 1, but it's all right. Joining me now, he doesn't have a Jerry, but he has a Tom. What's going on, Tom?
What's going on, Oscar? How you doing over there?
Doing great, man. Just got the news that today I am going to WrestleMania 31 up in the Bay Area. I already got my tickets. Not only me, but Skits is going as well. So we're going to WrestleMania. We're probably going to do something out there in the Bay Area, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, got my ticket. All right seats. Not bad for seats, so can't wait for March, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. You guys are probably gonna have a freaking blast out there. Levi's Stadium. It's gonna be insane. And you know what? I will say this, and you could probably agree with me. As much as we always bitch about WWE, WrestleMania is always usually, a spectacle, and it's usually always, a fun time to be a wrestling fan. So.
Yeah, definitely. You know what? Not only just to watch WWE, I want to check out other shit. Possibly, I want to check out like Ring of Honor, Evolve, or if they're gonna do a Dragon Gate show out there, who knows? Possibly do Shine. Maybe me and Skid were talking about. We'd probably do Shine. And if there's an NXT show out there, supposedly rumored takeover, we'll try to check that out too. We'll try to check anything we can out there. So maybe a Hall of Fame too. It depends what the class is, but we're going to try to do all that, bro. So, see what happens the next few months. So, yeah, next, everybody, Shoot the Shit Thursday. We're going to talk anything that's out there today. There's a lot of things that happen during the week and shows that happen, on TV. Let's talk about a show that happened last night, you can say. We're not talking about TNA, but talking about some Lucha Underground. Tom, you just told me before we were on the air. You said I was right. Lucha Underground is actually getting better and better, right? Yeah,
it kind of started off slow, but we're on episode 3 now, and the pace is starting to pick up a lot. We're seeing a lot of new talent being brought in. The main events are still as crazy as the first episode, so. It's just getting crazier and crazier. And like I said, it's kind of like NXT in the fact that it's only an hour, which makes it, really easy to sit through. And it feels just like time flies by. Like, you'll start watching it, and then the next thing you know, it'll be over, and you'll be like, wait, what the heck? But then you remember, after watching 3 hours of Monday Night Raw, watching an hour of wrestling is nothing.
Yeah, definitely. Before we continue talking about Lucha Underground, I just want our listeners to know, you guys always can tweet us at Wrestling Heads, or you can call us at 760-454-1107. Join the conversation. We'll talk anything, whatever's in your mind, anything about WWE, Lucha Underground, TNA, House of Hardcore is going on this weekend, Ring of Honor, whatever's in your mind, feel free to call in, all right? All right, so last night, Lucha Underground, I guess if you guys saw the second episode in the ending, you saw Chavo Guerrero attack Blue Demon Jr. and the rest of the roster, like Sexy Star. I guess B-Boy and Famous B just came out of nowhere, too, so he attacked them. That's pretty much what happened, and then I guess, or mentioned that, and then it opened up with Mariachi Loco, which I am familiar of. I see him on the AWS shows here in California. Yeah, I've seen him a couple of times. He went out against you can see a legend in Mexico, Mascarita Ceguera. If you guys are not familiar with them, or maybe you might have, if you go back to their mid-90s of the WWE, he was known as Nova in the WWE, and he was there for a short time. Now he's part of Lucha Underground. I believe he's in his late 40s, still doing what he's doing. He's a midget wrestler, you can say. He went out there, he got the victory over Mariachi Loco, and Chavo Guerrero coming out again, and he kicked Mariachi Loco in the face, and that's what happened in the beginning of Lucha Underground. Chavo Guerrero is having like a little he's going all crazy, attacking everybody and all that. This which led to a interview which the both got taped during the week that Vampiro wanted to know what's up with Chavo Guerrero, and then Chavo was like he was sick and tired of being because my name is Chavo, and just put me in the match and maybe we get ratings, whatever. He was tired of all that stuff, so let's see what happened. And hold on for a second, we got a caller already, and I think I know who this is. Mr. W.H. Skits, what's going on, man?
What's going on, Judd? I'm just calling in to talk a little wrestling on this 15-minute break. What's going on?
Not much, man. We just started the show, and we just basically started talking about Lucha Underground. Did you saw last night's episode?
To be honest with you, I haven't really seen the last two.
You fucking suck.
Hey, I'm going to catch up. It's just an hour show, so it was like, 3 matches?
That main event was crazy.
What I have seen is clips on, either GIS or clips on their Instagram. So I could tell it must be some crazy ass matches. So the Evilise, sexy Starling.
Oh yeah, I was at that show when they went at it, but but they were not on last night's episode. But we were just talking about how Chavo Guerrero and that show. I mean, right now he's going all super crazy and all that. But I know that you only got a 15-minute break, in which you didn't see Lucha Underground. Or something you want to put on your mind right now?
I mean, we can talk Lucha. I mean, I know I'm not spoiling. I don't want to spoil anybody, but I know that this whole Chavo Guerrero storyline is going to lead on to where I went to the table. So it's going to lead on to next season because the last taping, basically the storyline is still going on. And, yeah, he's going to feud with somebody. Somebody's going to attack him soon. So that's a monster. So, but, yeah, I'm loving every bit piece of what I'm seeing, at least.
Yeah.
When I mean by seeing, I'm talking about like the matches that they're booking, because I haven't really seen nothing. So, but
yeah, definitely.
Since the first match.
The
first show.
Yeah, definitely. We were right now before you got on. We were just talking about the first match between a guy that you are familiar of, Mariachi Loco. He went out against a Mexican legend wrestler named Mascarita Ceguera. Well, he's a midget. He was in the WWE in the mid-90s. They went at it. And then also the second match was another SoCal talent that you're familiar with. Ricky Mandel was there. He went at it against Mil Muertes, which Tom got to witness that match. He got to witness Ricky Mandel.
Ricky Mandel, former champion from Hollywood champ.
Yeah. Me and Skits get to see Ricky Mandel a lot here in California. I just want to ask you, what do you think about that match? Yeah, he was the champ. He just lost it to Hobo, but yeah.
Retarded.
Yeah, I know. But Tom, what you think about that match between Mandel and Mil Muertes?
I thought it was good. I enjoyed it for how long it went. you know, like I said, with Lucha Underground, it's, you know, only an hour show. You know, usually they only have 3 matches, but it seems like, you know, whatever matches they put on, you know, they give them a good amount of time to go out there and do their thing. And I thought it was very, very solid match. I enjoyed it, and you know, just getting familiarized with all these people that, you know, I'm not familiar with.
Yeah, I was glad that Ricky Mandel didn't get squashed. I thought he was going to get a squash match. I thought, oh, fuck this shit. But then they just put it on, you know. Ricky Mandel, the first time I've seen, for me, because I mostly see him as a heel, he gets a lot of heat because of his character. He's like a pretty boy dude, like Ravishing Rick Rude and Shawn Michaels type character. And
you know what match I would like to see? Lucha Underground book? Ricky Mandel against Morrison.
That could probably happen. Maybe it already happened from a tape that I didn't see, but that can happen. And like I said, he didn't get squashed by Martin, but this is the first time I've seen it. Maybe he was showing a little bit of baby face in him. You know, I never seen that from him. So I'm glad that he was getting the opportunity to participate in a match like this, and he's getting more exposure. So, and I know if I talked to him one time in AEW, he wants to go to WWE. So maybe that will lead to it, you know. So who knows? Who knows? But
I think he's got the look.
Yeah, he does. He actually does. You know what? I would like to, if he ever goes to WWE, I would like to see him and Tyler Breeze as a tag team. That would be freaking sweet.
Breeze is gorgeous. Speaking of, you know, speaking of NXT tonight, I don't know if you guys watched it yet, but I know Finn Balor and Hideo Itami, they were in action. I want to say he went against Justin Gabriel and who's the other guy?
Tyson Kidd.
Oh, okay, Tyson Kidd. That's pretty sure that's going to come out to be a good match. I'm going to check out NXT later. And, you know, you got the Sami Zayn and, you know, you got Adrian Neville going at it tonight. So, pretty sure, you know, some good bookings NXT is doing. And for some reason, somebody told me that Finn Balor had a weird entrance, or I don't know if they're retarded, you know.
Weird entrance?
Yeah, I don't know if that person's weird themselves.
Well, that person needs to watch Finn Balor New Japan stuff back in the day, you can say.
You know, real quick,
pretty cool, though.
I just want to, before I go off, I just want to rant on some fans real quick. I mean, not just, some wrestling fans just piss me the fuck off. You know, I do it too. You know, we all do it. But sometimes, like, when some of us wrestling fans mention something, like I mentioned to a wrestling fan that I know that I'm going to WrestleMania, and their response was, "I'm sorry." I mean, why? Why are you sorry? I mean, let's not forget, why are you watching wrestling? Because majority of us all started watching wrestling because of WWE. Let's not forget where we started, you know? I mean, I don't think majority of us wrestling fans are happy with anything, you know? If it's not our way, you know, it's definitely a complaint.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Hey.
And that's all of us. I mean, I'm not going to say I'm the perfect wrestling fan myself, because I complain too. But, you know, sometimes the complaining gets annoying.
Yeah, hey, it's funny. Last year we went to Bound for Glory. Did anybody say I'm sorry?
I mean, that's a different story. Sometimes the complaining does need to come out, but it's just some wrestling fans. I didn't say it all, but some just fucking complain all the fucking time. All the time.
Yeah.
Right? But I'm just going to pass the mic back to Oscar or Tom. I don't want to rant and shit. Just fucking break.
Shoot your shit. Shoot the shit Thursday.
Shoot the shit Thursday, you know?
Yeah, man.
We just like I said, we just shooting the shit today, and Yeah. By the way, I like the new logo you did on that. So.
Shout out to Matt from WWP. He hooked me up on that one. Shout out to him.
All right. But anyways, Lucha Underground, that main event, Skitch, you need to watch that main event. It was freaking crazy.
Is this a triple threat one?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. It was Phoenix win that against Pentagon Jr. and Drago. That shit was amazing. That shit was like, what the fuck am I watching? You know, there's a lot of great spots.
It was insane. Oh my god! Like,
yeah.
And a lot of people are saying this, that it was like a PWG type, like triple threat match where it was just continuous, like non-stop action. You know, there was no really rest holds or anything. It was just those three guys went out there and went balls to the wall, and you know, it was just insanity. And I think most wrestling fans in the United States don't know who any of these guys are. So to leave an impression like that, everybody's talking about it, everybody's impressed, and it's crazy.
And one thing I wanted to say, because I know the match is good, because when I went to the taping and I put over Lucha Underground, this promotion is definitely good. And all I have to say is, for those that shitted on it before they even saw it, I'm laughing in your face right now.
Well, I hope no one ain't shit on it. They're shitting on it. They're fucking insane. So, I mean, I like to see who is shitting on right now. So,
I mean, some people are complaining about, just like I mentioned about the complaints. Some people are complaining about the commentary. You know, Vampiro and Matt Striker. I mean, they gave Matt Striker props, but they shitted on Vampiro. I mean, what do you want them to do? Put two, American guys in there when it's a luchadora fucking, promotion? I mean, you got to have somebody that's part of luchadora, part of the, commentary. You know, it makes common sense, right? Who cares if he's not that great? We are no Jerry the King of Lawler is not fucking great anymore. You know, fuck it. Watch it. Watch wrestling, damn it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just watch wrestling. I mean, I'm not a big fan of the comic thing either. But, you know, I'm getting used to the part, like, you know, I ignored the commentary and just watched the matches. That's what I'm getting point at. But I'll tell you this, though. Vampiro does better in Spanish and English, because I actually watched Lucha in Spanish, and him and Hugo got the better connection than Vampiro and Striker, you know. So, yeah. But kids, you need to watch. Whenever you get back home, I think you should turn in Lucha down.
I'll watch it fucking tonight, bro. I'll watch it tonight, and I'll definitely give you my thoughts on it. I'll tweet both of you guys on it, and I'll even talk to you later on Voxer. But I actually have to head back to work. Wish I could stay on the show. Be sure to follow me, people, on Twitter, WHSkits, and WrestleMania, baby. Peace.
WrestleMania, man. We're going. All right, man. Okay, that was WHSkits, ladies and gentlemen. And, that's pretty much it. Was a great main event. There's a couple of things we have to mention that Johnny Mundo did try to he wanted to talk to Dario Cuerdo, but then you had Mr. Cisco, a.k.a. Little Cholo, and Castro Cortez, a.k.a. Ricky Reyes, kind of got in his way, and then he attacked them, both of those guys, in the hallway. So he gets to Cuerto, and basically he just wanted to tell Cuerto that he just wants Big Rick, a.k.a. Ezekiel Jackson, next week. And after he's done with him, he's going after Cuerto. So that's basically what it was. But in the end of the show, I don't know your thoughts of this, but in the end of the show, you have Cuerto talking, look like he's talking to somebody in the background. My question to you, Tom, who do you think that is?
I don't know. It could be maybe one of his new hired henchmen. Who knows? I think you know better than me.
If I had to take a guess, I want to say maybe Cage, a.k.a. Brian Cage, because he did show up in the tapings later on. Even he came on the show talking about he got into Lucha Underground later in the season. So I'm guessing maybe he's talking to Brian Cage, possibly. So wait till Brian Cage comes to Lucha Underground. He's going to make a big impact. You'll see when you see Brian Cage come out. So
yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
That's my that's who I'm thinking. That's who he talked to. So can't wait for next week. Like I said, guys, I hope you guys are listening and enjoy Lucha Underground. I told you guys, it gets better every week. And
this triple threat match was crazy. Like I said, I had never heard of any of these three guys, but I'm very impressed by all three of them. Drago is, he's a bit older. I think he's close to 40. He's a veteran over there in AAA. So, he's a different kind of style, but I liked his look. His look he looked crazy. I liked his outfit and all that. That was crazy. I loved it.
Yeah, I got to see him a couple of times in person. I went to the tape and I was like, holy shit,
Like I saw that and I was like, oh shit. Like if that was in like WWE or TNA or even like Ring of Honor, like fans would be shitting their pants.
Yeah, definitely. Now, Tom, it sounds like you're gonna look up some AAA stuff pretty soon because some of these guys are AAA.
I'm not into Mexican wrestling. I think as heavily as I am other stuff like even Japanese wrestling. But I think, like I said, this is what Lucha Underground is about, is introducing fans. I'm familiarized with the lucha style. It's been around for I don't know how many years in the United States, not just mainstream companies, but all around. So I'm pretty familiarized with it. And, once in a while I'll catch AAA or CMLL and, see what's going on there. But like I said, compared to all the other stuff that I follow, I think I should be getting more into it, especially, like I said, after watching last night's triple threat match, Phoenix, oh my God. When he did that, pop-up Hurricane Rana, that was insane. There's very few moments, I think, where I, mark out or I pop for a move or something, because we've seen most of it done before. But when I saw that, I was like, oh, holy shit. That was crazy. And it's even more insane that Phoenix, I learned today, is 23 years old. I mean, that is just insane. That is a guy that WWE should be looking to get to, I mean, WWE is seriously lacking with its lucha stars. I mean, you have Kalisto and Sin Cara, and that's it. I mean, get a guy like Phoenix in there, and, you'll be set to go. But, we'll just have to see what WWE does. But, it doesn't even really matter because I'm sure he'll do good on his own.
Yeah, definitely. I actually just looked up on something right now that we should have talked about this first before Lucha Underground, but now that we're in the mix of talking Lucha Underground and WWE. But a sad day happened 9 years ago today. Today's the 90th anniversary of the death of Eddie Guerrero. I remembered like it was yesterday when a friend of mine called me. I actually was on his way to pick him up, and he called me like, "Hey, Eddie Guerrero died." I was like, "What?" Like, no, seriously, he died. And then next thing you know, I was like, "Holy shit, he did die," And I couldn't believe it because I know he was part of an angle with him and Batista, and there was all these rumors that he was gonna take or win the world title next week because due to a Batista injury. And then it was shocking to me, and then it was insane. And I remember I was with Skip that day too. He couldn't believe it either. Like, Skip was actually shocked that Eddie Guerrero passed away, So, and it was sad how
I think
passed away,
everybody was just they couldn't believe it. You know, it was one of those moments where you just had to like you had to keep reading, you know, WWE.com, and you kept refreshing the page, and you're like, this can't be happening. Like something here.
Yeah, definitely. You know what? And what also tripped me out is that I actually met the guy 2 weeks before he passed away. They had a SmackDown here in Los Angeles, which I tend to, and then I ended up running into Eddie Guerrero in a hotel lobby, and he was like, you know, he was high on something that day. You know, he was not himself, you know, and it was funny that night we saw a lot of groupie chicks outside that hotel, and then one of them was asking me if Batista was here and all this stuff, and I was like, what the hell? But then Eddie Guerrero came out. There was some groupies trying to talk to him, and he was trying to stay away, you know, because, you know, he's a married man. It was funny, and Eddie Guerrero was all messed up that night, but I actually took a picture with him. I think I have it on the Wrestling Heads Instagram. Check it out. It's I posted maybe weeks ago or maybe even a year ago, who knows, but check that out if you guys can, and or I'll post it on my Twitter when I look at my picture of Eddie Guerrero, and I'll post it on Twitter or something. You guys can check it out. But yeah, Eddie Guerrero is one of the greatest legends, and not only that, I was very shocked that he won the WWE title from Brock Lesnar back in 2004. Man, that was amazing, man. He was.
Yeah.
I
can. You know, there's very few moments I can remember from like my childhood. You know, because when you're a kid, you don't. You know, your memory is not as good. So as you get older, you only remember little clips and, you know, little parts of your childhood. But I can always remember being with a couple of my friends, and we were at my buddy's house, and we ordered No Way Out. And we were pumped, and when Eddie Guerrero hit that top rope frog splash and won the title, we were going insane. I mean, it was late at night, too. I think we woke up my friend's parents, too, but I don't think we cared. We were hugging each other. We were like, Eddie did it, you know? Eddie did it, and it was I can still remember that to this day. And, you know, Eddie was I think everybody just loved Eddie, you know, when he you know, became a face, you know, around 2002, 2003, you know, when he started, you know, doing all that stuff and tagging up with Chavo and doing all that stuff. He just became a fan favorite easily, and was one of the most, you know, liked people in the company. And then seeing him, you know, because as a kid we didn't know about his drug problems until later on. But, you know, now that you look back on it and seeing him win that title after all that he had been through in life, it was one of the best moments, I think, in wrestling history. I mean, that's going to be a moment everybody's going to remember.
Yeah, definitely. Tom, let me ask you a question about Eddie Guerrero. What was your favorite matches of Eddie Guerrero during his whole career?
I liked his steel cage match against JBL on SmackDown. I liked his WrestleMania 20 match against Kurt Angle. That was a classic. Of course, against Brock, No Way in 2004. That was one of my favorites of his. But going back, you know, farther, I mean, I'm talking early Eddie Guerrero, when he was teaming up with Art Barr. And he was in a tag team match. They were, I think, Los Gringos Locos. And I'd have to check up on who they faced because it's kind of blurring my mind, but it's one of Eddie's most famous matches. I love that match. You know, I didn't discover that until I think I was like 18 or 19 years old, but that's a match that I can watch over and over again. And, you know, that's another tragedy is, you know, Art Barr was such a great talent, and he died pretty early in life, too. So I'll always enjoy that. What are some of your favorites from Eddie?
All right, mine was his match in WCW against Rey Mysterio, Halloween Havoc 97 for the WCW Cruiserweight Champion. That was maybe that was my favorite of all time, to be honest. Other matches, that ladder match he had on Raw against RVD, which I think this happened around 2002. I enjoyed that match. Even there was a fan that came in, almost fucked everything up, but it was all good. The match was still great, and Eddie Guerrero gave a good, good punch to that fan in the face, Yeah, that was another match I enjoyed. The Kurt Angle one. I even enjoyed the one, the one you mentioned on WrestleMania, and also I enjoyed the one months after that SummerSlam match that he had in 2004 with him and Angle. I enjoyed that one as well. His ECW stuff was great. His matches with Malenko were great, especially the last one.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be the last ECW match.
Eddie always had great matches with Malenko wherever they went.
Yeah.
WCW, ECW. It didn't matter where. I mean, those guys just had the natural chemistry that, we always talk about. I don't think they could ever put on a bad match against each other.
Yeah, no way. Nah. But, yeah, I enjoy that. And one thing I enjoy what match that he wasn't even involved in, but those tribute matches, that tribute week they had of him right after he passed away, this is like during the brand extension, it was a SmackDown show. The main event was Triple H against Chris Benoit, and I enjoyed that match in honor of Eddie Guerrero. And, Chris Benoit had a history of Eddie Guerrero, and I don't know what's Raw or SmackDown when they showed that video of, his when he was talking about Eddie Guerrero and he was busting in tears, I don't blame him because, they went all over the world together, everywhere. So, it was sad to see Benoit busting up, and hey, it happens, and then just a few years later, you have Benoit leaving us as well. So, that Eddie Guerrero tribute night. I mean, talk about just one of the saddest moments. I think, personally for me watching wrestling, and I think for a lot of people too, I mean, when they first came out and everybody was out on the stage and they showed, Chris Benoit was crying, Shawn Michaels was crying, everybody was just busted up. Big Show was, crying like hell, and they showed, the kid in the audience crying, and I mean, just one of the saddest moments ever. And even, I remember when he got inducted into the Hall of Fame, I mean, I was crying too, even though it was, a happy moment that he got inducted. At the same time, it just reminded us that he was gone. But Eddie is just one of those special wrestlers that, I mean, his legacy is never, ever going to die out. We're going to talk about him until the world ends, Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I remember looking at Hall of Fame, and it was funny that that took place the year before I went to the Hall of Fame, which Hogan got inducted, and I actually saw Eddie Guerrero. Actually, Eddie Guerrero was sitting maybe a couple of rows up front of me, that Hall of Fame, when Hogan got in. And then years later, you have Eddie Guerrero entering in after he passed away. So I was like, damn. About a year ago, the guy was sitting like a couple of rows for me, and then he's in the Hall of Fame the next year. And which was sad because, you had the mother there, the whole family out there, and you had Vicky and the kids were there too. And I was like, damn, that was kind of sad though. It was sad that he left his family behind, and just like that. And Vicky did appreciate all the fans showing the support of him, and hey, just one thing you got to think Vince McMahon giving Vicky a job, after all this, and Vicky just became,
she was just, Eddie Guerrero's wife. And then she turned into, one of the biggest heels that wrestling had seen for a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, just constant boos. You couldn't even hear what she was saying on TV. And people said, you couldn't hear yourself think in that arena because everybody was just booing their brains out. I mean, just one of the most effective heels ever in the WWE. And, Vicky Guerrero is obviously, one of the sweetest, women that I think anybody has ever met. Everybody just sings praises about her. She's always smiling and, just so full of life, and everybody says that she's just like Eddie.
Yeah, definitely. Eddie Guerrero, one of the greatest of all time. That's what I gotta say. And hopefully one of these days the network will play like some kind of tribute for him, like his best matches and all that stuff. Or maybe hell, the DVD he had, Light, Cheat, and Steel or something on the network. Yeah, that was a sad day 9 years ago today. That's all I got to say. All right. Moving on to that. NXT. I'm sure you saw NXT today, right, Tom?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. NXT last night. Or earlier tonight. Yeah, sorry about that. Earlier tonight. Which Skits came on here and talked about Finn Balor. Him and Hideo Itami had a tag match against Tyson Kidd and Justin Gabriel. It was okay. It was all right. But
I didn't expect them to go all out.
Yeah, me neither. And it was all right. I gotta say, it was all right. But glad Finn Balor and Hideo got the pinfall, and we'll see what this is gonna lead to, or when it's gonna lead to. Whenever I can't say whatever, but continue on with the story with the Ascension, let's just say, to take over. So yeah.
I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Is it Baylor or Balor? I don't know which it is because
I think it's Balor.
He
even said it.
Saying Baylor, but some people say Balor. I've heard Balor. I've heard like 3 different pronunciations of the guy's name.
I think it's Balor. Yeah, he even mentioned his name is Balor, so I think that's how it is. It's Finn Balor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to stop saying Finn Balor. Finn Balor.
Finn Balor. Yeah, definitely. Trying to see what else happened in NXT. There was a Divas tag. Oh, that's not Divas. It was a Divas match. You could say Sasha Banks went out against Alyssa Bliss, and Sasha winning by submission. She just did a little mic work at the end. She didn't mention to Charlotte that she's going after that title, or might as well give it to her. She was going to embarrass her anyway. So Sasha Banks, ladies and gentlemen. She, I think maybe in 2015 she'll get a title run. I really believe that, but I don't know about takeover.
I think so too. I think once Charlotte goes to the main roster, whenever that is, I think Sasha Banks is going to take over and get a good run with that title.
Yeah, definitely. Just watch out for Sasha Banks. At or in 2015, they say that's a lookout. You can say. So check it out, or you can say, just look out, sir. Just look up. Just keep an eye on her.
Yeah, I think honestly, I know it's too early to tell, but I think she's going to have a long career in the WWE. I think she's only 22 right now, and she's just starting to get on top of her game. Within a couple years, I think she's gonna be a top diva within no time.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's what happened, and see what happens. Also, the Lucha Dragons were in action today. They had a match against Wesley Blake and what's the other dumb guy's name? What's his
Ty
partner's name?
Dillinger.
No, that's not
Was it
Ty
Ty
Dillinger.
Dillinger?
No, that's the other tag team.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Wesley Blake. Who's the other guy? I can't remember.
All I know, they came out with some weird technical type music, like something with Kenny Omega will come out to PWG, but fuck. Yeah, that tag team you can say, yeah, you know, basically Lucha Dragons won. I actually enjoyed that match. Fucking Kalisto doing all these crazy ass spots, like going on the second rope and doing that spin move and shit, and I was like, whoa, shit, you know. I'm saying that, okay, I seen him at PWG in person. I'm all like, I don't know what to say if he's impressing me more in NXT, or is it just he's just the same guy watching PWG. It's hard for me to
I think
decide, like,
I
what
think
the fuck?
I feel like out of everybody who's been in the WWE, you know, from the indie scene, it seems like Kalisto has been toned down the least, because I still see him pulling out the same moves that he did on the indie scene. I mean, maybe there's a couple moves he's not really doing as much, but for the most part, he kind of looks like the same person, you know. When he was on the indie scene, he was doing, you know, the lucha thing, and he's doing it now, and everybody's doing it along with him. But yeah, I mean, I didn't know what to think about the Lucha Dragons at first, but I'm enjoying what I'm seeing so far. So even Sin Cara, you know, obviously Hunico, but I think Hunico plays that role well.
Yeah, definitely. And so the Lucha Dragons they're doing their thing. How they keep on doing what they're doing. But you know what's interesting? That after that match, there was a little backstage thing going on with the Von Villains. Pretty much saying the message to the Lucha Dragons that you know, the shine that gold up and keep oiling the leather, because they're gonna take the belts away from them. You know, it's funny that Steven Gotch even said that, you know, we're gonna take the belts from the boys and bring them to men. You know, it's funny with that little backstage thing. The whole thing went black and white. So whenever TakeOver comes through, you know what? When we do our predictions, I'm gonna say it right now. I'm thinking the Von Villains is gonna take those tag belts. I don't know. I can change my mind, but I'm saying right now, I think the Von Villains will take those tag belts.
Maybe, but I feel like the Lucha Dragons just got them, and
I know
to take them off so soon, maybe it would be a mistake. But what I can see is this being not just a one-time sort of thing. I can see this being dragged out. You know, possibly getting like a special stipulation match, like maybe possibly a ladder match or something to, you know, add to the feud. You know, I don't see this really ending anytime soon. Also because, I mean, what other tag teams are there really in NXT? I mean, these are the two main ones at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, don't forget about Enzo and Big Pat.
I guess you can count Finn Balor and Hideo Itami as a tag team at this point.
Yeah.
But, I mean, as far as established tag teams, these are the two main ones. But I'm going to be looking forward to that. And, you know, I actually just, you know, it's harder. I think it's harder to tell when you're watching NXT, but I heard the Vaudevillains' new theme finally. I think it was released on iTunes, and it's up on YouTube. And, man, it was pretty good. I love it. It has, like, an old-school type of feel, but it also gives, like, it just gives off a vaudevillain vibe, like a bad guy just coming down to the ring, and I love it. So I recommend people check that out. I think it's one of the best things that CFO Money Sign, whatever their name is, has released so far. So
yeah, definitely. Let's just wait and see what happens between the Lavaman and the Lucha Dragon. But it's gonna be very interesting. Yes, to freaking NXT TakeOver. The main event was for the NXT title. You got AJ Neville defending the title against Sami Zayn, a red-hot Sami Zayn, the match was all right. I think the match they had last year was better than this one. But a funny ending that happened, AJ Neville missed a red arrow and landed on his knee. He was playing about his knee, then all of a sudden he rolled up Sami Zayn and he pinned him and defeated him like that. And Sami Zayn looked in disbelief and all that. But I guess this is leading up to next week he's gonna come down, talk to Adrian about like why did he defeat him like this? He like a cheap shot thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you a question. What do you think of that match between Sami Zayn and Adrian Neville, and what you thought of the finish?
I thought the match itself was okay. I really didn't expect much from this match. I figured that this match was just going to be a match to further the rivalry and then lead up to the match at TakeOver in December next month. And I like the finish, just like I said, for the fact that it's continuing the feud. It's establishing Neville as a heel. You know, he's doing things he's never done before. You know, Neville's only won clean before in the past. You know, he was all about just doing what's right, and now he's doing some underhanded tactics to get the victory. So I like the finish. Like I said, the match itself was okay, but I didn't expect them to go all out. I expect the match at TakeOver, if they do it, which, you know, I think most of us are anticipating that it's going to happen. But I expect their match at TakeOver to be 10 times as better, and it should be amazing. I'm liking this feud that's going on right now. So it was a good way. I think it was a good way to end NXT for tonight.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that was NXT. Let's see what happens next week, and yeah, definitely. All right, well, let's take a little commercial break right now, and when we come back, I think we should talk about shows that's going on this week or to this weekend. And you could say a show that's going on in Philadelphia. Let's take a real quick commercial break, shall we?
Four Corners Radio is the home for the best professional wrestling and independent wrestling. Discussions and coverage. Billy, Ant, Martin, and Sam bring you three of the best podcasts every week. The Four Corners Raw Roundtable, the Indie Project, and the Saturday Freestyle. Along with the podcast, FourCornersWrestling.com is designed with all wrestling fans in mind. Feature articles, videos, the weekly shows, and much more. Four Corners and Wrestling Heads are teaming up to bring you wrestling's next revolution. Are you ready?
Yes, we're all ready. Tom, we got a caller right here, and let's see who this person is. Number looks familiar, though. 909 area code. You're live in Wrestling Heads Radio. Speaking.
Wrestling Heads. How y'all doing? This is Captain Comic-Con.
What's going on, Captain Comic-Con? How you doing, bro?
I'm doing great. Long time no talk. You guys don't call me.
You can call us,
don't call us. You're lurking in the shadows.
Yeah, you've been lurking in the shadows.
Yeah, a little bit. You know how I do things.
Yeah, I know. Last time I saw you, Captain Comic-Con, you got booed the shit out the AWS show, man.
Yeah, that did happen. You know how those fickle fans are.
Yeah.
Definitely. But you know what? They're not going to pay the consequence. Their hero did. So that's just what happened. It's not my fault.
Yeah.
It's your fault.
Yeah, definitely.
Did you guys
so what's
miss
up, man?
me?
Oh, yeah, we did miss you. We definitely did miss you, man. I was expecting you to actually call next week and talk about some AWS. I know they're having a show next weekend.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Not only AWS, but UEW as well. So
yeah, UEW.
definitely a lot of great shows going on. But you just never know which one I'm going to be at. Or both. You never know.
All right. Well, hopefully you be at AWS. You can deal with Jesse from the Bromance there, you know.
It's okay. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. Everyone's entitled to their opinion.
Maybe you
now
come up
Captain
with
Comic-Con, I gotta ask you, as a proprietor of the Southern California wrestling scene, what are you thinking of Lucha Underground so far, if you've caught it?
Oh, I think Lucha Underground is great. I think it's definitely a breath of fresh air, especially for televised wrestling. I mean, showcasing some of the best in SoCal. I mean, you got guys like B-Boy, Cholo, Mariachi, you know, Johnny Mundo. I mean, you have a very wide variety of talent on there that just makes it unmatched. And I think once the public catches more wind of it, and once they're a little more established on TV, watch out, because they're gonna do big things on the El Rey Network, definitely. And that doesn't cost $9.99. So definitely a great thing to watch. I highly recommend it. I like watching it. So if I like watching it, hopefully everyone else likes watching it if you love great wrestling.
Yeah, definitely.
Plus, Prince Puma. I mean, look at Prince Puma on there.
Yeah, Prince Puma. I actually went to a couple of their tapings. It was pretty cool. I enjoyed it. I was telling the listeners, I didn't spoil anything, but I told our listeners, keep watching. It'll get better and better and better. It's been a while since I've seen shows that just better shows back to back. You know, it's been a while.
Well, yeah.
You know?
Definitely. I mean, if you think about Raw, if you think about Nitro, if you think about shows like that, I mean, they weren't at their pinnacle when they first started. I mean, it takes time. It takes time. It takes time to build a fan base. It takes time to do all of that, to kind of find your groove into everything. So, I mean, once they find their groove and once the audience appreciates what it is that they're watching, then it's going to take off, definitely. But I have nothing but high hopes for Lucha Underground, and I think it's like I said, a breath of fresh air, considering it gives the world an opportunity to check out what's going on in SoCal, you know, and the talent that's being provided to them.
Yeah, definitely. And earlier, we were talking about Lucha Underground earlier today, or tonight, I can say. I was happy to see Ricky Mandel on the show tonight. He had a match with Mil Muertes, which when he was coming out, I was thinking, please don't make it a squash match. But it was not no squash match. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
Mandel. I'm glad they're showing them respect because everybody knows Ricky Mandel out in California. He can get squashed, but I'm happy with what happened at what he did tonight. So I hope it's a good thing for him to come out and Lucha Underground for him. I enjoy him, so hopefully he does well in Lucha Underground. No?
No, definitely. I wish the best for everyone who wrestles for Lucha Underground. But again, it's a great show, and if anybody hasn't seen it, you know, I think actually the first episodes are on demand. You know, they're available on demand if you have a hectic work schedule or anything like that. If you have Time Warner, check it out on demand. It's a great thing to watch.
Yeah, definitely. I recommend all you guys listening. If you haven't seen Lucha Underground, where the hell have you been? You gotta start watching it right now. Yeah, you gotta start watching it.
All right, gentlemen. Well, my time here is up. But, everybody, make your way out to AWS. Make your way out to UEW. Pick a show. Either way, it's going to be amazing.
All right. Hey, tell Human Tornado I said what's up, all right?
Oh, definitely. I'll let Human Tornado and Warhog know.
Can I ask you one question before you go?
Sure.
It's about the SoCal series. Okay, there's this rumor going around that PWG and Ring of Honor talent is no longer going to bring in their talent to PWG. If this rumor is true, can we see more SoCal talent in PWG, and maybe we could see yourself managing in PWG?
Well, I mean, really, it comes down to, I mean, if it is true, I mean, definitely I think PWG already has a backup plan. I mean, they're pretty good about that. They already have a lot of, well, you know, when I first started going to PWG, they had a lot of SoCal talent already there. I mean, you had the Rockness Monsters, you have Willie Mack, you know, you had a lot of great SoCal talent. But I think that if that is true, then if Ring of Honor people can't come down, you know, for example, Michael Elgin or Kyle O'Reilly or anything like that, I think you will see a lot more SoCal and possibly even NorCal talent, you know, coming up from Hood Slam, maybe even a potential Brittany Wonder, maybe even the Cuzzies. You know, you never know. You never know PWG, you never know who they're going to be bringing in.
All right. That's cool. All right, Cap. Thanks for sharing that with us, and hope I get to see you soon, bro. And, yeah, hope I see you soon, bro.
All right, guys. You guys have a great night, and I'll see you next weekend.
All right. Take care, bro.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Comic-Con. See you sometime soon.
See you soon.
All right. That was Captain Comic-Con. I'll be honest with you, Tom. I didn't want to say I'm not going to be at AWS next week because I'm actually not going to be there. I'm once the Rams Charger game next week.
You'll be there in spirit.
Yeah, I'll be there in spirit. I'm going to be taking place of the Simon Iron role of the when Jesse Connor's out there at AWS next weekend. Anyways, this weekend, not only there's TNA talent doing indie shows out here in California, but this weekend you got some TNA talent participating in a show that's going on in Philadelphia, and that is a promotion that's called House of Hardcore, which I attend the show in San Diego, but now they're coming up in Philadelphia at the old ECW Arena. I'm actually going to watch it an iPay-per-view this weekend. I'm actually going to watch this show. Hope you do the same, Tom. But I want to go through this card. Let me get the card real fast. I don't know if this is the main event of the show, but before we go to the card, I just want to let the people who are listening that are actually going to attend the show. That showtime actually starts at 7 p.m. And there's a meet and greet going on at 6 p.m. out there in the arena, formerly ECW Arena. So if you're going to go, check that out. And, yeah, hope you guys have fun out there in Philadelphia. Our own Chris, ROH Code, will be there at the arena. And that guy used to go to those old ECW shows back in the day, and he's glad to come back to the arena. But I'll just tell you this right now. At that show, you're going to see appearances from Gail Kim, what's her name, Rosita, that was in TNA. C.W. Anderson will be there. Velvet Sky will be there, and more. All right, let's go to the card. There's going to be a single match going on. You can say this is a rivalry that's been going on as of late, but Eddie Kingston will be going against Jigsaw. I'm sure you're familiar. I guess these guys have been going at it for a while. Looks like there's a lot of history between the two. I'm sure you've seen some of these matches before with both Kingston and Jigsaw go at it. I'm sure you've seen it before, Tom. So what you think of this match going on with Jigsaw and Kingston?
I like it. I think it should be good. Very different styles, but they'll be able to mesh well, you know. They've had a couple encounters in Chikara, so I think they should be good. Eddie Kingston always goes out there and, beats the crap out of people, and Jigsaw's flying all over the place. So I think, and it's going to be, I think it's something that the Philadelphia crowd's going to enjoy, and especially since, they're both Chikara people. There's bound to be Chikara fans in the arena, so I'm sure they'll enjoy it.
Yeah, definitely. You got a former TNA talent going against a former WWE talent in this match right here. Christian York going against Brian Myers, a.k.a. Kurt Hawkins. I don't know what to say about this match. There are two different styles, but Brian Myers can go. I saw him at PWG. I mean, watching him going against AJ just shows that he can go out against anybody. And hopefully this match could be great, maybe surprise us that this end up being the match tonight, but who knows. What's your thoughts about this match in Christian York and Brian Myers?
Well, not much to really say. I think both guys can go in there and go. I think it's a pretty solid undercard match, though, so I think it should be good.
Yeah, definitely. You got a tag match going on here. From TNA, you got the Wolves, Davey Richards and Eddie Edwards, going against Harry Smith and Lance Archer from New Japan. This is the first time I don't know if this is the first time in the States they teamed up, but yeah. What's your thoughts of this tag match going on? 'Cause I think this match is going to be pretty good.
Yeah, it's I think it's going to be interesting how their styles mesh. Harry and Archer are the rough and tough, power moves type of tag team, and then the Wolves are high flying and submissions and stomps, and so I think it's going to be a pretty good match. So we'll just see how it goes. We'll see. I think everyone in Philadelphia is gonna be rooting for the Wolves. No disrespect to the Killer Elite squad, but everybody seems to like Davey and Eddie. So
yeah, definitely. It's gonna be one interesting tag match. To be honest, I don't like what's going on in TNA with the whole James Storm thing and shit. So yeah.
Yeah. Like I don't see. TNA has been okay the past couple months. They've been putting on some good shows here and there, but why they're teasing a Wolves breakup, and I don't know if it's gonna happen, but. It's either going to lead to the Wolves breakup not happening, and it's going to be Davey kind of, luring James Storm in only for him to, falsely join James Storm's little group there and then feud with him, or it's going to lead to an actual Wolves breakup. Hopefully it's the first option because, Wolves are one of the only tag team left in TNA. So, I don't know. We'll see. But it's interesting, though. The Wolves are making their rounds around the independent scene. They're going to be, of course, it has a hardcore. They're at AAW. They're going and making their way around a couple of the independent scenes the later part of 2014. Which is interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting, actually. See what happens in the Wolves and TNA down the road, but yeah, it's very interesting seeing that, and he's in the scene. And it was not long ago that we saw Eddie Edwards on wrestling, so yeah. All right. Next match, you got Austin Aries going against the Evolve champion, Drew Galloway, a.k.a. Drew McIntyre, and what Drew Galloway has been going through since entering the indie scene, going against guys like Ricochet and another great talent. Now he's going against a TNA guy, Austin Aries. I think this match is going to be really great. It's a match that a lot of people are like, what? They really even go at it? Can't believe it. Well, what's your thoughts on this match?
It's an interesting matchup just because we never, thought that these two, would go at it. And, it's an odd matchup, but I think it's going to be a good one. It's just something that you wouldn't think of, when you would think of, what matches would you want to see on the indie scene? You wouldn't say, Austin Aries versus Drew Galloway. That wouldn't, pop into your mind. But definitely interesting matchup. Should be good. Of course, both these guys can go in there and do their thing. Galloway, extremely underutilized in WWE. But he's doing good for himself now. So looking forward to this, and should be good. Austin Aries is Austin Aries, so he'll just go out there and be throwing down brain busters and doing his thing.
Yeah, definitely. There's another guy in TNA that's been showing around the indie scene as well, Austin Aries. He's been everywhere as of late, so let's see what happens to Austin Aries in TNA. I'm hearing all these rumors that he could be gone from TNA by January, but let's see what happens with seeing Austin Aries down the road. Okay. You got an old school Extreme Rules match. You got TNA's own, which I hope the ECW crowd out there boo the shit out of him. I just want to see him get booed just to laugh at him. I'm not hating the guy or anything, but I just want to see the crowd destroy this guy. But you got EC3, Ethan Carter III, going against the innovator of violence with Beulah McKillicuddy, Tommy Dreamer. Tom, I want to hear from this first. EC3 coming to the ECW. I know we talked about this before in the past, but what you think, man? EC3, Tommy Dreamer at the ECW arena. You think that crowd's going to kill him out there?
I think so. I think EC3 is great at getting heat, wherever he goes. Even when TNA crowds on TV aren't exactly the loudest, they're always booing EC3. And, of course, they're probably going to pull out some "you can't wrestle" chants, and EC3 is going to respond with "I disagree," and then they're going to chant "you can't wrestle," and he's going to go, "I'm very good." I said this before, and I've said it probably countless times, and so has a bunch of other people, but how did WWE just drop the ball on this guy? I mean, he has so much freaking charisma. It is unbelievable. And he can work a crowd over so easily. I mean, it's like second nature for him. And I don't know how they drop the ball and miss this guy, but it's a shame, but he's doing good on his own. And one thing I will say, I am disappointed that TNA broke up Rockstar Spud and EC3. I thought they were such a funny combination, and I think if Rockstar Spud was still managing EC3, I think that would have been great to see on this show. I would have loved to see how the crowd reacted towards Spud. I think that would have been funny, but hey, what can you do?
Yeah, definitely. What can you do? What can you do, Tom? That's gonna be an it's gonna be an interesting match. I wanted to say I hope Tommy Dreamer does win this match, but I think they get EC3 to piss off that crowd. That's what I got this gut feeling about. But that's gonna be an interesting match between the two, and it's gonna go crazy. Maybe I think Dreamer is gonna take more of the bumps, if anything, because I actually truly believe that that EC3 won't do no crazy hardcore bumps like he usually do. So I mean, yeah, not usually, but I don't ever see him take some crazy ass hardcore bumps for this. So,
yeah, I think EC3 can take some bumps, and I think he can do some things.
I mean hardcore spots though.
Yeah, I think he could do hardcore spots. I wouldn't be surprised if EC3 took some pretty big bumps or took some chair shots to the head or, whatever. I think he'll do whatever's necessary.
Interesting. Very interesting. All right. I don't know if it's the main event.
It kind of reminds me of, a little bit of old school ECW, but they've done this in, I think, a lot of hardcore promotions and even in WWE with Randy Orton. Like when Randy Orton was feuding with Mick Foley, and Randy Orton was just sought out to be, this pretty boy and, third generation superstar, and then he goes into Backlash 2004 in a hardcore match against Mick Foley, and he's taking all these bumps and he's, bleeding all over the place, and he gets dropped on thumbtacks and stuff. This is kind of what it reminds me of. If they do a lot of that stuff, I could see EC3 going out there and just taking some bumps and, just to kind of put the match over and, gain a little bit of respect and say, I can go in there and hang with the hardcore legends. So.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see what happens with EC3 and then ECW, and let's see how the crowd treats them. I want to see them treat them like shit. But, yeah, let's see what happens, bro. All right, maybe this is the main event of the show, because I saw this tag team main event at the San Diego show, but maybe it will happen. You got Nick and Matt, the Young Bucks, super kicking all the time. It's going to be a super kick party in Philadelphia. They're going to be going against, I like to call them a legendary tag team. They're going against Jeff and Matt, the Hardy Boys, Team Extreme, whatever you want to call them. But, yeah, I'm hearing they had good matches at that promotion. Was it Northeastern Wrestling up in the north? Yeah, they've been having great matches. I have never had a chance to see them, but I'll be seeing this one this weekend. If they have good matches, I'm expecting this is going to be a good match. So, yeah, I don't know about you, Tom, but
they'll have an awesome match, And of course, it's the Young Bucks, so they'll be stealing the show.
All right. Yeah, I want to know how many super kicks they're going to give to the Hardy Boys, but it's going to be great. I believe. I mean, people are raving about those matches they had in Northeast Wrestling, but if they're as good, like they're saying, it better be that good. So yeah. I don't think it'll fall short of expectations. I think both teams can go out there and do some awesome stuff, and crowd's gonna love it. It's gonna be spot fest galore. Super kicks are gonna be thrown. Swanton bombs are gonna come down. It's gonna be crazy, and it's actually really weird to think about. This is on iPay-per-view. You have the old, Hardy Boys going against people that call the new Hardy Boys and the Young Bucks. A lot of people see a lot of similarities between the two teams. Especially since the Young Bucks are these up and comers. They've been around a long time, but you see a lot of the similarities on the risk taking. A lot of people compared Nick Jackson to Jeff Hardy out of how crazy he is and how many risks the guy takes. So it's definitely, I think it's going to be insane. Of course, like I said, Young Bucks are going to be doing crotch chops, and they're going to be, they're going to be over. They're probably too sweet after the match. So yeah. And one thing I noticed about this House of Hardcore, it's just going to be going on in RF Video. I believe it's the same guys who does CCW. I don't know the price of this event. It's so I'll look in. I've already guys all looked it up. Go on houseofhardcore.net. I believe that's the website, and try to look for information about iPay-per-view if you're ready to purchase this event. Because I'm actually gonna watch it. I'm watching at a friend's house, so yeah. I'm expecting to see some great shit this weekend. I'm ready to see some Jeff Hardy getting kicked in the face. I'm ready to see our EC3 getting booed. I'm ready to see Velvet Sky show off her ass out there. And yeah, it's gonna be a great show. Hope you watch it too, Tom. So yeah, you might see some Swanton bombs, you know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm also hearing they might make another announcement. Who knows? Maybe they'll come back to the West Coast. If they do, I'll go for sure because I enjoyed the last one. And yeah, House of Hardcore this weekend. Check it out. All right, everybody. All right. Before we went on the air, Tom, I think you want to talk about something going on in Ring of Honor.
Yeah, this weekend, Ring of Honor is doing Glory by Honor 13. It's going to be live San Antonio, Texas, at the San Antonio Shrine Auditorium. Doors open at 5:30 for anybody in Texas going. Bell time is going to be at 7:30. Going to go over the card real quick. We got Adam Page taking on Will Ferreira. We got Roderick Strong taking on Frankie Kazarian. Adam Cole Bebe taking on Christopher Daniels. Four Corner Survival, we got BJ Whitmer, Moose, Hanson, and Mark Briscoe. ROH World Tag Team titles are on the line as Red Dragon defends against The Kingdom, which is Matt Taven and Michael Bennett. World Television Championship, it's going to be Jay Lethal taking on Artie Evans. So it's going to be the TV title versus the new streak. And in the main event for the Ring of Honor World Championship, it's going to be Jay Briscoe versus ACH. So let me ask you, Oscar, what are you looking forward to on that card?
The last one you mentioned, the ACH going against Briscoe, that's something interesting right there. Yeah, we'll see what happens in that. Especially ACH is sort of kind of like on fire on Ring of Honor, and sad that there's whole rumors of PWG no longer or might have Ring of Honor talent. That's gonna be something scary that won't be seeing ACH that much anymore. So yeah, the ACH match is gonna be insane, dude.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty crazy. I mean, I think it's good that ACH is getting a title shot, though. I think after all the stuff that happened to him earlier where he missed his flight, a couple months ago, and there was rumors where he could possibly be fired from Ring of Honor, it's good to see that they still have faith in him, and obviously he's going to be pushed as a major threat, going down the line. He's the future there, so I don't expect him to win because it's probably going to be Jay Briscoe versus Adam Cole, a final battle, but it still should be good. What's also intriguing me is Jay Lethal versus Artie Evans. I don't expect that to be, a 5-star match, but it's interesting what they're going to do. Is the new streak going to end, or are we going to have a new TV champion? Because Artie Evans is built around that new streak. And if you take that away from him, what does he have left? But he could easily take the TV title off of Jay Lethal, and this could lead to Jay Lethal maybe getting a push into the main event world title picture. So that's going to be interesting to me. I honestly wouldn't expect a new TV champion going into Final Battle.
Very interesting. Very interesting. We'll see what happens. To me, I want to see Brito keep that title. I don't know if I want to see Evans take it, but same time, you're right. If if they take the streak away from Evans, then what's next for him, you know?
And I feel like a lot of Ring of Honor fans are really behind Artie Evans. So it would be a good way to have a nice face champion. I think the last two TV champions have been heel. You know, Lethal obviously is a heel, and I think before that was Taven. And I mean, Taven was a heel when he first started it, and I think when he lost it, he was turning into a face. But still, you know, I think. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. And, you know, Adam Cole versus Chris Daniels should be good, as should Roddy versus Kazarian. So those are two solid undercard matches, too.
Yeah, definitely. Check it out. Hold on, where's this show thing? Oh, in San Antonio.
Yep.
San Antonio, Texas. You guys got to be out there. Support ACH. It's his home state. That's what's getting his title shot. Yeah, support him out there. And, yeah, it's going to be a great show. And see if any title changes happen. We will see. We'll look at Ring of Honor's Twitter or their freaking Facebook or whatever. We'll see any breaking news. I've seen breaking news from Ring of Honor in the past from through social media, so who knows what will happen. Yeah. So, yeah, check that out. Let's take one more commercial break, and let's just throw out some news that's been going on in the wrestling world as of late. And I want to ask you a comment about something that me, Chris, and Skits did earlier this week. So, yeah, we'll be right back.
This is Ring of Honor superstar Nigel McGuinness, and you are listening to Wrestling Heads Radio Show. So stay tuned, you wankers.
Okay, we're back, you wankers. Shout out to Nigel McGuinness. He's a freaking awesome ass dude. Yeah, this was reported earlier today that WWE looked like they might have released the Great Khali. Tom, it sounds like you're happy about that release. For me, I think I am too. I think Great Khali should not be in the wrestling world, but he should do movies. You remember he was in The Longest Yard, so I think the movie business should be best for him. So, what's your thoughts, man? Great Khali being released, or looks like he's going to get released.
Thank you, WWE. This is a long time coming. I mean, the Great Khali has just been so irrelevant. I can't even. After he had that world title run, and I think it was basically when he turned face. After he turned face, he was basically turned irrelevant. I mean, he was a joke. And, yeah, it's just Great Khali gets, I mean, I remember seeing his salary one time, and it was ridiculous how much the guy got paid. So, thankfully, I won't have to see Great Khali's slow dancing ass on my TV for a while. I mean, I don't mean to come off, you know, just like an asshole that I'm glad somebody, you know, lost their job. But I think the Great Khali's made a good amount of money in his career, and he's getting older, you know, and, you know, his body's not getting any better, and he's just getting slower and slower by the minute. So, you know, like I said, he could go out there and he could do movies if he wants to. It doesn't matter, you know. When you're somebody who is as tall as him and as big as him, you don't have trouble finding work anywhere, whether it's acting or doing whatever. But I'm glad to see him go. Goodbye. Hasta la vista. Adios.
Yeah, I'd say it's a great move for him. I mean, he hadn't been using him as a lot as of late. Only using the surprise on the heel, like, okay, who's coming out and it's the Great Khali? Holy shit, you know. I think it's a great move. They don't really need him out there. Just not really use of him, you know. Yeah, just nothing. Just let him go, I guess. I mean, if you were trying to do the final cuts again, like budget cuts, might as well release him. You know, and try to keep the talents that you are worth keeping. So, yeah, I guess that's a great move, you can say. All right. also been reported, we didn't talk about this on Monday, but this was put on Monday that WWE and then Alberto Del Rio worked out some settlement now that Del Rio can work in the United States. So that means he could be doing some Lucha Underground next year, or maybe you can say in 2 months when the tapings happen. It looks like it's almost pretty much a lock that he will be in Lucha Underground. Yeah. So Tom, let me ask you a question. When Del Rio goes to Lucha Underground, what do you expect from him out there in Lucha Underground?
I expect, hopefully, I think I said this when the rumors were coming out that Del Rio was going to go to Lucha Underground. He would play a perfect, nephew for Dario Cueto. I think Del Rio is a great heel, and he would be able to fit that role so well, and he could be a main heel in there, and he could go out there and have great matches as well with any of those AAA talent or the talent that's here in the States. So I think he should be, the big heel in the company, the family member for Cueto. So that's where I feel he should be in the company.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I hope he can be recorded with them. He might be using the name that he used at AAA's big event that happened a few months ago, or not long ago. You can say at Triple Mania. He used the name El Patron, means the boss. I hope him and Ricardo have a reunion in Lucha Underground, and he could be a heel out there, babyface, whatever, and they can work out. Him and his Puma could get it on out there. Hopefully this will lead to a Rey Mysterio coming to Lucha Underground, because there's also reported that they had a meeting. He had a meeting with Vince McMahon, and I guess Vince was trying to see if he's interested to return to WWE. I don't think he has no interest at all. I guess he just want to. I think he just want to get out. He just want to be out of there. His contract runs out in the beginning of the year of 2015. To be honest, I'm not really interested to see Rey Mysterio in the ring of Lucha Underground. You just thought yourself, can Rey hang with these new young talent in the Lucha Underground? I don't think he can. I mean, I'd like to see maybe make an appearance in and there, but I don't know, man. I don't feel any Rey in Lucha Underground, bro. I don't know about you, but I don't feel him in there, bro.
Yeah, I don't think he would be able to hang with them, but I think in a sense, it would be cool to see. Imagine seeing a guy like Phoenix versus Rey Mysterio, the past versus the future. But we'll see what happens. With Rey Mysterio in WWE, it's like I don't want to see him there either, because it's the same thing, that Rey Mysterio's body is just so worn down and he keeps getting injured, and it's like, how good are his knees anymore, and can he go out there and put on even a decent match at best, and what's his place in the company, I mean, Rey Mysterio is already a Hall of Famer, I believe so, and I don't know what's left for him to do there. So I think, I believe what I heard, I don't know if my thing is true, but I heard that WWE wants to bring him in until I think after WrestleMania, and then they might let him go after that, but it was just a rumor. I don't know if that was true.
It's just that you're keeping him on the contract just for merchandise sales, I believe. I know he owns the name Rey Mysterio, but if people are still buying his stuff, I mean, I think you have to deal with Mysterio. WWE make share out of it.
Mexican talent.
or any lucha talent, they don't have to be necessarily Mexican, but, like Kalisto. Kalisto plays a lucha character, but he was born, here in the States.
Yeah.
And that's the problem, is that this WWE hasn't signed guys in the past to come in, and they don't have very many Spanish talent. So, and what I think what WWE needs to do is when I think Kalisto's ready, but when WWE feels he is ready, they need to bring him up, and he's going to become the next Rey Mysterio. I mean, Kalisto, I think, is 26, 27 years old. He could have a good 8 to 10 years in the company, as a top baby face, and you could sell just as many masks as you did with Rey Mysterio. It's how you portray the guy and how you market the guy.
Yeah, definitely. That's what I was saying earlier about Kalisto. That's what I'm thinking. He's going to drop the tag belts. I do see him debuting in the main roster after WrestleMania, just to show the audience in the main roster this new character after WrestleMania, who this guy is, and I can actually see that happening after WrestleMania. He makes his debut, and I really feel like for some reason, WWE is one of those companies they bring a guy from the big name from the Indies, and it fears me what they'll do with them in the future. Like Sami saying, what would they do from the future when he makes their rosters? Are they gonna fuck it over? But for some reason with Kalisto, I feel like he will do well in the main roster. I have the feeling he's gonna succeed in there. Even if he's just doing main events for a little bit and all that. I could feel like he's gonna get a lot of pops out there, and a lot of kids will be looking to Kalisto.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll just have to see. Like I said, I would think that WWE would want to bring in more Spanish talent because that's a big market for them. Whether WWE thinks that or not.
Well,
when they go to San Diego and when they go to Texas and El Paso and all that, Spanish market is huge. You need to have people that they can have on their roster to do that, But, like I said, Sin Cara is not going to cut it. The original Sin Cara is not even on the roster anymore.
Yes, definitely. I just thought of something right now. I just totally forgot, but it's something with WWE. I just thought of something right now about Kalisto. Fuck, what the hell is that in my head? I don't know. Whenever it pops up in my head, it'll be there. But yeah. Let's see what happens with Kalisto, Rey Mysterio, and them. Yeah. See what happens. All right.
One huge thing that we forgot to talk about, we didn't get to talk about it on Monday because it was announced Tuesday, is that good old JR is going to be announcing the Global Force Wrestling broadcast of Wrestle Kingdom 9.
Yep. He will be.
That's huge. That's huge. I mean, the voice of wrestling for many, many years is going to be, broadcasting a New Japan pay-per-view, their biggest pay-per-view of the year. And, Force is releasing all these videos of stars. The Bullet Club was talking about it. Rocky Romero was talking about it. AJ Styles. And all these big stars talking about having JR on the show. And it's going to be interesting to hear JR call Wrestle Kingdom. I don't know how familiar he is with the New Japan product.
Oh, he's very familiar with it. He talks about occasionally on his podcast show. I'm pretty sure he is. But there's one thing, though. I heard that he's going to do it like how Chaz and Mike Snake did when how he did commentating for the Bound for Glory Wrestle 1 show. And I'm hearing JR is going to do the same thing. He ain't going to be flying to Japan and do commentating out there. He ain't going to do that.
And I heard that initially, that he won't be at Vegas, but, I mean, I keep hearing things that he may be in Tokyo for the event. So I don't know what's exactly going to happen. You know, there's conflicting things going on. You know, some people said, oh, well, he is going to be in Vegas. But then other people said, well, he may go to Japan, but he doesn't know yet. So.
Yeah. 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 My question to you is this. You think he's going to be commentating by himself, or you think you have a partner?
I think with that you have to have a partner. Like I said, the only person to ever do a solo broadcast was Joey Styles in ECW, but that was a completely different product, and he could do it by himself. But, you know, for the most part in wrestling, you have to have a play-by-play and a color guy. You know, you can't just have one person. So I don't know who they're going to bring along with Jim Ross. It'll be very interesting to see who else they could pick.
Yeah, definitely. I was hearing a little bit of rumor going around that it's supposedly going to be CM Punk. I don't know if that's going to happen. JR and CM Punk calling a New Japan pay-per-view. I don't know if that's going to happen. I mean, it'll be shocking if CM Punk does it. I mean, he done commentating in the past. You remember he was injured. He did commentating for WWE. You know, people loved it. People loved commentating. Yeah. So if he does do it with JR, I'll be shocked. The wrestling world will be going crazy if CM Punk does commentating with Jim Ross. But we'll see. And, you know, if CM Punk does do it, you know, he knows talent in New Japan. I mean, I can see him talking about, like, dude, it'll be, I mean, you know what? He might just take over the commentating thing over JR, and it's really hard to say that because he could bring out history and all that, like, say, about Nakamura's history. CM Punk could do all that, you know?
See, but one thing that, you know, maybe not necessarily me, but I've seen a couple other people say, is that even though Jim Ross is, you know, commentating this event, that's a huge thing, and that's great. But I mean, one of the things that I like about watching New Japan is that language barrier, is that even though I'm not understanding the commentators, I'm more focused on the action. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's that I'm watching the matches and the commentators are kind of in the background, but everybody knows, you know, the Japanese commentators, you know, their voices raise up when something exciting happens, and of course, you know, when Okada hits the Rainmaker, they go, Rainmaker! That's great. I love hearing.
Yeah,
so I just worry how it's going to come across, you know, doing English commentary.
Yeah, definitely. You see CM Punk, if he does do it, you say the Okada thing, Rainmaker, let it rain, you know? I can actually see him doing that shit too. Oh, we'll see what happens. All right. Just for letting our listeners know, right now, me, Gitz, and Chris, a.k.a. ROH Code, we are doing exclusive shows just only for iTunes and YouTube. It's out on iTunes right now. You can check it out. We recorded a show last night. Basically, we did it just for like all time sake, the original crew, just doing it. We're not going to be doing like every week and maybe once in a blue moon, but it's like an exclusive thing. Yeah, it's going to be on YouTube probably this weekend, maybe even tomorrow possibly. But keep a lookout on our YouTube page, or just subscribe us on iTunes. You can listen to it with Chris's and get his thoughts of the whole Ring of Honor PWG rumor and other stuff. Yeah, just check it out if you can, or just wait for when it's on YouTube. Subscribe us on YouTube, WrestlingHeads, right? YouTube.com/WrestlingHeads. Check it out, wherever you guys can. But there's an interesting point when Chris mentioned about the whole PWG Ring of Honor rumors. I wanted to get your thoughts on this, what Chris said last night. Chris says that he thinks it's a good thing for Ring of Honor if they don't bring their talent to PWG, because, look at an example. Michael Elgin had a great match in PWG. Let's just see a great match with Kyle O'Reilly, right? Or him and Kyle did good matches in those both promotions, but he's going to get more credit to it at PWG, but not in Ring of Honor, which Ring of Honor owns him. So when you do that, you feel like Ring of Honor is pretty much in the back seat, and they're supposed to be the bigger company than PWG. So I want to know what your thoughts of that, of Chris mentioning that it's a great thing for Ring of Honor to stay, or have Ring of Honor get their talent stay away from PWG. Like, he thinks it's a good way, and it'll protect Ring of Honor. And it just shows you that Ring of Honor, had to put their foot down and say, look, check out our product out, You know what I'm saying? So what's your thoughts of that?
That's definitely a fair point. I can see where Chris is coming from that standpoint. It is fair to say, Ring of Honor wants to showcase its talent. And then, when they go to PWG and they have these, great matches that Ring of Honor can't put on, it's kind of like, well, wait, that's their talent, and they're putting on good matches, somewhere else. So I can see that. I can see that point. That's actually a very good point. I actually never even considered that when I was, discussing that with you on Monday. So, yeah, that's definitely a fair point. But, to the same extent, this has been going on for a while. PWG and Ring of Honor have been putting on a lot of the same matches for how long? I can remember the Battle of Los Angeles, 2012. The main event up for night one was Davey Richards versus Michael Elgin. And this was after Ring of Honor had Davey Richards versus Michael Elgin at Showdown in the Sun, which I think Showdown in the Sun was a better match, but they still put it on. And think about how many Kevin Steen, El Generico matches they had, PWG put on Kevin Steen versus El Generico, a ladder match for the PWG World Title at Steen Wolf, and then the next year at Final Battle 2012 they had the Ladder War, El Generico versus Kevin Steen, both great matches. So it's kind of like, I can see where he's coming from, but this has been going on for a while, so why is it changing now,
Yeah.
Like I said Monday, it'll suck not to see Ring of Honor talent in PWG, but I don't think it's as negative as, some people are putting it out to be, I don't think it's going to hurt PWG. It's not going to hurt Ring of Honor talent, It's going to suck not to see, Adam Cole there, Kyle O'Reilly there. And Kyle O'Reilly's been putting on awesome matches in 2014 for PWG that we wouldn't get to see in Ring of Honor. Kyle O'Reilly versus Zack Sabre Jr. is a match we would never, ever see in Ring of Honor. And that was an incredible match. So, it'll suck, but, we'll see. I think we'll discuss this further if it ever gets confirmed, or, if it actually happens, or if it doesn't happen. We'll see.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Check out this date, December 12th. That's the day when we should know for sure if the Ring of Honor talent are leaving or not. 2015 is a rumor. Because look, PWG, announced that this next show is the last show for 2014, right? So if you're gonna show something new in 2015, like almost previewing a new era, you have to have O'Reilly drop the title. So PWG got to protect himself. He has to drop the title, but it's hard for me to think that O'Reilly's gonna drop it to Ricochet, especially Ricochet with that crazy schedule he has. It's gonna be hard for me to think, he's gonna have him drop it to Ricochet. And
now let me ask you this: do you think if PWG would have known this earlier, say at the last event on Title II, do you think they would have put the title on Roderick Strong?
Yes, definitely. They had to always protect themselves. I remember when Daniel Bryan won the title when he was leaving WWE. They planned just to have him win it, and just to show respect for Daniel Bryan. But this situation here, it just broke out. So they're gonna have to figure out a way, or work out something with Ricochet if Ricochet can make to whatever show you want to have, like in January or February. See if he can make it, and
even if he can't make every show, I feel like in replacement for that, they could put the tag team titles in the main event, and nobody would really care. And in that same event, they could have a number one contenders match for the next event where Ricochet could appear. You know what I mean?
Yeah. One thing I just barely right now noticed that, he can't even do that because he is doing tapings for Lucha Underground. I forgot about that, too. Yeah. I don't know. It'd be interesting. He can't. Cause between January and February, he cannot be doing any shows. And, Ricochet's not like a free agent at this time. I don't know.
It's going to be interesting what they do with the world title picture. If Ricochet is on a limited schedule and O'Reilly is on his way out, who could you have as PWG World Champion? Like I said, Adam Cole is going to be gone if this Ring of Honor PWG thing goes as, the rumors have it. Do you put the title on Roderick Strong because he's been, he was the last number one contender? Even if you put the title on Roderick Strong, who do you have facing him? Who do you have as, his first big feud for the title?
Yeah, definitely. We gotta see, wait and see. It's just gonna be weird, But this is the safe way they could do this. And plus, it will give Roderick Strong a ton of heat. The winner of that match, Roderick Strong comes out and challenges the winner of that match in Ricochet and O'Reilly. And then you have what's his name? Roderick Strong winning an impromptu match. He just challenges the winner and has an impromptu match and wins the title. And then Roderick Strong walks out PWG champion, and that piss off a lot of people if Roderick Strong wins that shit. Yeah.
Very interesting. It's gonna be a very interesting couple months coming up for PWG.
Yeah, definitely. Interesting. You can think 2 months, you can say, or maybe 1 month, because basically, night after that show, we should know for sure if Ring of Honor will be continuing working for PWG. So, we have to wait and see. All right. Oh, yeah, another thing I got to mention, I forgot to announce, so I know we just said that we're going to WrestleMania, but that next PWG show on the 12th has a title, actually, and it's called Black Hole Sun. If you guys are familiar with the rock band Soundgarden, they basically stole the title from their song Black Hole Sun. So Black Cold Sun is the next title of the show. Yeah, you guys need to check it out when it comes on DVD. First, I got to check the show first, though.
Yeah, and speaking of PWG, I have to throw this out there because it's awesome and people have been covering it and stuff. And PWG is running a sale, their fall-winter sale, 5 DVDs for $40. ProWrestlingGorilla.com, I think it's /merch/winner. Pick any 5 DVDs for $40, and these are all DVDs. I think they date back to 2004. So from 2004 up until 11, and you can also even pick up Super Dragon Destruction, which is a bunch of Super Dragon matches going out through his career. So 5 DVDs, $40. I am jumping on that deal. I'm picking up some DVDs. I mean, $8 a DVD. Come on. You can $8 a DVD for PWG when they're usually $15. Come on.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and also I know highspots.com is also running some DVD sales, a bunch of them. So check out those 2 websites. A bunch of wrestling DVDs on sale around this time. Pick them up, and you'll get to see a whole bunch of shows. So it's well worth it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I got a little bit of news about PWG related to me and Skip going to the show. Guess where I'm going to be sitting at PWG, bro?
Front row.
Where?
You're going to be sitting front row?
Well, yeah, I'll be sitting front row in PWG. But
how do you get those tickets? Because I hear that they sell out within like 15, 30 seconds.
You're gonna have to get lucky, bro. You have to get lucky, bro. That's how it is. You gotta get lucky. So me and Skip are gonna sit front row at PWG. So yeah, we did the impossible, you can say. And
yeah, you better not be drinking too much because you're gonna have to pay attention all night long for people coming over the top rope, and so you better keep your eyes peeled. Don't fall asleep.
Yeah, definitely. All right, especially about falling asleep. We're almost ending the show, so I think it's time for us to give out our Twitters out and all that. You can follow me at Sinister632 on Twitter, Instagram, and Vine. Also follow at Wrestling Heads. Just check it out on Wrestling Heads. And go on YouTube and check out our old stuff, like interviews here with P.P. Ray. I don't know. Just check all that stuff out. And, also check out WrestlingHeads.com. Just check out Chris's stuff, international stuff, news and all that. I'm going to try to get back to the Classic Match of the Week. And, I guess we'll be back on until Monday. And before we end the show, Tom, give out your stuff.
Yep, you can follow me on Twitter at @2tweetme. Follow me on there. I give you a follow back. I'm not anywhere else on social media. Twitter is only exclusive to me. Of course, like Oscar said, check out WrestlingHeads.com. A lot of great writers on there. Of course, Chris, as we mentioned earlier in the show, you can follow him at ROH Code. He keeps up with a lot of the international stuff going on, not just New Japan, but Dragon Gate, Noah, All Japan. He covers everything. He has all the Japanese channels. He knows what's going down, so be sure to give him a follow. Check him out at WrestlingHeads.com. Check out all the other writers. Of course, Mr. Smartcast, who was on the show Monday. Check out his stuff on WrestlingHeads.com. Just check it out. Be sure to follow independent wrestling. Of course, support it as always. And, check out House of Hardcore this weekend on iPay-per-view, like you said. And Ring of Honor this weekend, Glory by Honor 13 in San Antonio, Texas. Should be a good weekend, and much more independent wrestling coming up as we get toward the end of the month of November. So it's gonna get crazy.
Yeah, definitely. Check that out. Also, subscribe us on YouTube and iTunes. We're having exclusive interviews. We're thinking about name of the show, but it was so far it's titled Wrestling Heads Go Old School, but we're thinking about calling it OWO, Original World Order. That's what we're calling it. Oh, another thing I gotta mention for logout. If you live in Los Angeles area, go to Frankenstein Collectibles in the City of Main Street. There's going to be an NWO reunion there. Hall, Nash, Eric Bischoff, and Six Pac will all be there. And also I saw this morning that in the Wrestling Guy store in Huntington Park, Tara, a.k.a. Victoria, she will be there on November 29th. You got to check that out. Go on to WrestlingStore.net or follow him at the Wrestling Guy HB. Check it out. He's a good friend of ours. Dave, he likes wrestling heads. He's cool with us. The owner's pretty cool with us, at least. And I guess until, Monday, we'll be out and about. And hopefully Skits will be back on because we miss having him in the full show. That crazy-ass schedule he has. Yeah, definitely. And I guess next week we'll recap Raw and we'll talk about some Survivor Series and more Lucha Underground, of course. And until then, we are out. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.